Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I'm Sen, your executive producer here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters on Patreon, who are Rowan Parker, Jervian Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, and Elle, without whom we wouldn't be able to do nearly as much of the things that we do. So thank you for tuning in and watching. And for those of you watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, yeah, look at that. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shadows of the Mountain, our Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle that we're running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I am your storyteller for the evening, and we are joined tonight by Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Alexandra Core, Boxcars, Metis, Philodox, Black Fury.
And Holly.
Hey, I'm Holly. I'm sorry, I'm dying a little. I'm playing Dakota, Lupus, Galliard, Uptana.
And joining us from 1990s Crofton Middle School, Craig.
Hello. I'll be playing Sal Spiderfryer Moraro. And yes, I am doing my best to replicate that very strange middle school photo that was available, no one knows why, in the photo catalog.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Ingvar Ironblood Ulf's daughter, the Homid Get Fenris Iron.
And Athena.
Hi, I'm Athena, and I'm playing Mordigo, a Lupus the Urge of the Shadow Lords.
And Sensaku.
I'm Sen, and I'm playing Grania Firelight O'Connor, a Hamid Ragabash Glasswalker. And also, yes, I know we were listed as Dungeons and Dragons. I fixed that.
And last but not least, Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Aiden Taylor, Hamid Philodox, child of Gaia.
And as always, trans rights are human rights. Black lives matter. Believe women, believe victims. Billionaires shouldn't exist.
Fuck the Grammys.
Yeah.
What are they?
They gave Louis C.K. a fucking Grammy Award this year.
But we also wanted to send out a special thank you to the Onyx Path, who provided us collaboration materials for this chronicle. You can get access to their upcoming Apocalyptic Record brick pre-order at apocalyptic-record.backerkit.com/hosted_pre-orders. I will put the link in the chat at some point in the next couple minutes. And we'll put it in the video description on YouTube as well. I think I actually remembered to do that this week. But when we last left Denver, the Wings Pack had reconvened within the city, reuniting a few absent members as the rest of them arrived via Moonbridge from Las Vegas, landing in the heart of the Sept of Forgotten Questions to be confronted by a pack of tense guardians and the local master of the Right, a Silverfang theurge named Grey Snow. They were swiftly escorted away from the cairn and rendezvoused with Storm's Dawn and Spiderfryer at the Howl at the Moon bar, also meeting a pair of new faces in the process. Moriko and Firelight had sought out Storm's Dawn as a possible ally in their own agenda, investigating a few worrisome entities in the Denver area that were being ignored by the Sept in favor of higher priority issues. So we now return to the penthouse of the Denver Four Seasons, where Spiderfryer had taken rooms for as many as the group as wished to spend the evening there. You guys are getting situated in your current digs. Conversations are being bandied about a little bit in terms of what needs to get done, what resources and who you might be able to reach out to. And while that's happening, firelight, you see an opportunity and slip out into the hall.
I am just going to, before I even step out, like just as people are focusing on discussing things and figuring out plans, I'm just gonna go ahead and allow myself to fade out of sort of focus from everybody. As I look at my things and remember how everything works. Because I don't know what all these gifts do, and I don't have my book open. But I know that one of them is passively active, so my chameleon skin is just always active. It doesn't have to. I don't think I have to activate it. Do I?
So your chameleon skin is a fetish, I believe, not a gift. Correct?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And I believe for most fetishes, you do have to more or less turn them on. Let's see.
Roll gnosis versus the level, or spend a gnosis point.
Yep.
So it'd be difficulty of the level or a number of successes.
So you would either spend a gnosis point or roll gnosis difficulty 7.
Okay.
Are you allowed to spend a gnosis if you fail that roll?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think.
In terms of if it's actually like tracking initiative, usually you just have to wait till the next turn to reflexively spend it.
One success.
I think
one success. All right.
It's usually worth at least trying the gnosis roll.
Oh yeah, no, pretty much always.
So that, and then also activating my other gift, which is the
Blur of the Milky Eye.
Yes, Blur of the Milky Eye.
Okay.
Which I'm looking up now. I don't know how that works.
You will roll manipulation and stealth, difficulty 8.
Yay. Manipulation and stealth. Let me make that into a thing. Oh wait, hang on. Do I have it over here?
I don't know, do you?
No, I don't. I was hoping I did. And does my stealth specialty apply?
What is your stealth specialty?
Sorry, I don't have a stealth specialty. I have a dexterity specialty. Never mind.
Right. Okay.
Which is preternatural grace.
And not so much in this one, because this is more about blending in than doing something particularly graceful.
Manipulation, stealth. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 8.
A 1 and a 10.
All right. So you aren't able to get your blur up, but you do activate your chameleon skin,
which is already a level of blur.
Which is going to raise the difficulty of things detecting you visually by 3 already. Yeah. So, that's pretty darn good. And you begin to make your way downstairs. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Stairs or elevator?
Stairs.
Okay. So it takes you a few minutes to get downstairs.
It doesn't, because I also have my air hoppers.
Oh, okay. So you're just gonna jump down the stairwell, basically?
Yeah.
I swear to God, do you have the same goddamn fetishes that Sal does?
I have no idea.
The air high tops?
Yeah, the air hoppers. So I'm not like basically when I'm using those to sort of like bounce down the stairs rather than walk, so that I go down a little bit faster.
Fair. Very fair.
And those are difficult 2 gnosis to activate.
Yes.
So look, I have a very specific kit for this character.
Yeah, you
4
do.
successes to activate the air hoppers.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. It's apparently on my character sheet as well.
Fantastic.
So yeah, also I'll use those to bounce down the stairwell at a faster pace.
Okay.
Was it
And
diff
you-
2?
Yeah, there Gnosis.
Okay, difficulty 2.
Gnosis is 2 on the air hoppers.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The highest Gnosis that I've got is the chameleon skin. Everything else is 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, so you make it down to the ground floor, and there you are, more or less. We'll say that you're able to do it very quickly and quietly with your activated fetishes working in concert.
Mhm.
And you are in Hamid form, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And as you come out, there is a pair of clerks/concierge at the front desk, which is kind of kitty corner to the place that you're trying to access.
Mhm.
And they seem to be doing stuff on the computers, chit-chatting back and forth a little bit. But you're able to slip pretty quietly out the door. And I'm gonna roll some dice here for them.
Yeah.
How are you attempting to access the part of the hotel you're trying to get into?
So first, seeing that there are people at the desk, I'm going to pull out my phone, and I'm going to pull up the core rule book finally, so I can actually look at my gifts.
Okay.
And I'm going to use. Let's sort of think about it for a minute. What? So this is a particularly fancy hotel.
It's reasonably upscale.
Okay, so I'm going to use. They have. I'm assuming they have a number of phones that are like at the desk, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hang on. Know where my things are.
Which one is this? I have them in front of me.
Plug and play.
What?
Plug and play.
Uh-huh. Yep. It is you spend 1 willpower point for the next day. Any computer the Glasswalker uses, no matter how simple, becomes fully compatible with any other digital device, regardless of other obstacles such as operating systems, so on.
Cool. I'll spend a willpower and use plug and play to basically. I'm going to start making the phones just keep going off, as if they're suddenly getting a rush of calls, and they're all going to be like random spam calls, but they're all going to have to answer it because it's a hotel and the phones are ringing. Presumably, anyways.
Okay. So you spend a willpower, tap a few buttons,
and just set up a redialing.
Give me an intelligence in
redialing
computers roll difficulty 7, just to make sure Grania is cognizant enough of how voice over IP phones work in order to get something cascading that way.
Intelligence computer?
Yes.
What difficulty you said?
7.
Well, I'm gonna spend a willpower on this just because I think it's funny.
So 1 auto success.
So
with 4 successes, with 4 successes, you are able to all of a sudden the phones start ringing, and you've got it timed to where both of them have to answer 2 separate lines, and then as soon as one of them hangs up, another line rings.
Yeah,
which is going to increase their difficulty to spot you while you're active here by 1 more, which means they're rolling at difficulty 10. Yep, that's what I thought. So
they botch.
They botch, which in your case means that your dexterity and larceny to get in, because they're trying to actively it only takes them about 3 calls before they realize something's gone wrong, and they start trying to mess with their computers on their end. and accidentally gum up some of the other systems, shall we say, that are at play in this hotel. So you are going to be making a dexterity and larceny to break into the gift shop at difficulty 5, one less than would have otherwise been the case.
What's the local gauntlet rating?
Here, 8.
That's really high for an open seal ability.
You're.
I mean, that's the gauntlet period.
I was gonna say that's pretty standard gauntlet for an urban location.
As open seal is, I can open nearly any sort of closed or locked physical device, but it's a gnosis difficulty equal to local gauntlet rating. So, that's for special agents. Yeah, so I'll do what was it? Dexterity larceny.
Yep, that's the one.
Difficulty what?
Difficulty 5. This is going to be an extended because you've got a locked door, some level of security system on the inside, and also avoiding being spotted by, let's admit, 2 very distracted desk clerks currently.
Yeah.
So you will need each of these rolls will take a minute. You need a total of 3 successes.
3 successes.
So, yep, you sidle up to the door, disengage a lock from the outside fairly easily. Using your still active plug and play, make sure that there's as you bypass the Wi-Fi security,
cameras are
turn off and deactivate. Huh?
The cameras are mysteriously turned off.
Right, yeah. Cameras are already off. You also disable the motion sensor laser in front of the door.
Yep.
And right inside, and very gently close the door behind you. And there's a faint tint to the glass. You're pretty sure that even if they turn and look over at you, unless they actually stare pretty hard for a while, they're probably not even going to see you moving around in their chameleon skin.
Yeah. I'm just going to grab the item that I was coming for.
Okay.
And what sort of gift shops like items do they have in here? How many?
It's mostly it's mostly like your standard like t-shirts and sweatshirts with the like I was in Denver kind of stuff, basically. Okay.
I'm gonna grab
couple little knickknacks, snow globes, yada yada, calendars.
I'm gonna grab like a welcome package, basically.
Okay.
Of things. It's just, there's a little this, little that, little this, little that, little this. Right. And then slip back out.
Okay.
Head back upstairs.
All right. Meanwhile,
as I get into the stairs and the door closes, that's when I'll pull out plug and play and deactivate all the things that I had running.
Okay. Reset the systems back to status quo.
Yep.
Okay.
I will lock the gift shop back as I leave.
Okay. Easy enough to do.
Bookkeeping, by the way, assuming this still counts as the same day, as long as you actually spent willpower last time to mess with the jukebox, you shouldn't have to have spent another one now because it works for a full day.
I had asked Jack if I needed to actually do that, and that was just sort of aesthetic play. So
okay,
this was actual mechanical.
This is the actual activation. Yep.
All right, I'm just trying to save you willpower.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Meanwhile, the rest of you upstairs. Who's talking to who? What's going on?
I think Sal's just trying to make sure everybody gets settled in, finds a room.
Okay.
When Aiden is available, Dakota would like to speak with him.
Is Dakota going to pull him off to the side, or?
If he's like not talking to anyone else or anything, because she doesn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, he would probably very much not be. He's very much in the watching people.
Okay.
Sort of off to the side, sort of out from the main conversation circle, just watching.
I'm assuming this penthouse has a balcony.
So there is a very small balcony, like about big enough for maybe 3 people to stand shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah. So Ingvar is basically standing out there to feel the night air, basically.
Okay.
Dakota will go over to Aiden.
Okay.
Can I speak with you, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Head off wherever, or
Yeah, are there like empty rooms? we can
There's
go
a
into?
little foyer. There's a couple bedrooms that don't have anybody in them at the moment. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. She'll
Yep.
she'll take him in one of those.
Cool.
Shut the door.
So
First of all, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, actually. I'm good. My head's swimming a little bit. It's weird being here. And I've already been hit with the possibility of dealing with something I didn't think I'd get to deal with. So that's a lot, but I'm doing okay. I'm
Okay.
doing actually good, I would say, even. Ish.
Why did you leave without telling us?
All right. The reason, and to be clear, I did say something just only to one person
Yeah.
because of a very specific reason.
And she also didn't tell us.
There will be yelling. But the reason that I did that way is, and I realize this is not going to make any sense. I know everything that you're going to say in response to this. And I acknowledge all of those things from a logical, rational standpoint and say that knowing those are the cases, this is still just the way I had to do it. Is that I am very happy with how everything has turned out. With all of us. I didn't expect that to be something that was going to happen. And so it did, and that's great. What it also made me realize is that there are things that I have not reckoned with, things that I need to deal with both in terms of myself and in terms of people who were left here without closure. And I needed to go deal with that. And while I'm happy to share a pack with all of you, this is a me thing. And my concern is when I go to talk to people like Isabel or other people who may be hostile towards me, to be frank, they deserve to have that hostility. And I don't want Ingvar jumping in the way and preventing that. I don't want Sal to try to disarm the situation with what Sal does. And should things go really bad, which I don't think they will, there's going to be some stuff, but if things went really bad, this is stuff that I don't think should reflect on you all. That was what I was thinking when I left by myself. That I needed to handle my past. And I'm happy to have you guys all as my support system. But I don't want it to blow back on you. And I want these people to be able to have their closure that they deserve.
All of that is fair and understandable. At the same time, you're our alpha, and we are a family, and you shouldn't have to do anything alone.
You're right. I don't think I had to. How to put this? I felt like I had to for. I had to, but not in the way that you're saying. Is really the only way I can say it.
Okay.
It was something that I felt I had to do, not something that I had to do because I didn't have any other options. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I also think you need to sit down and talk with everyone, like what you just told me, so that you don't have problems with other members of this pack.
We'll see how that goes.
When you need to deal with situations.
We'll see how that goes, but yeah.
Okay. So we should go into this with some semblance of a plan.
Oh God. Yeah, that's yep. Yes, we do need something that's gonna fall apart at the first word said.
Okay, there's the wings pack that I'm used to. Okay. Just getting scared there for a minute.
No, yeah. No, I plan to. I'm just at least giving a night for people to get settled here. People get to know the 2 new pack members we're gonna have. I need to talk to somebody. Shit.
Who do you need to talk to?
I need to, well, we need to talk to somebody who can do the right.
Right.
And I know of 2 people in this city for sure that will be able to do it. One of them is not a good choice because it's the master of the right, and there are a lot of reasons why that's a bad idea right now. With
I
information,
met them when we got here.
Yeah, with information that Moriko gave us, I don't think that's a good idea.
No, it's not.
The other person,
he obviously has feelings towards you or about you.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to. The other person will also have feelings. I don't know what they are. She's she's the mother of my former partner who died. Okay, this is gonna sound really weird.
Okay.
Her name is Dakota Montgomery. She's a child of Gaia. I don't know how she's going to react, but she's definitely the better option.
I didn't realize I had a twin.
I mean, you don't. You're very different from, well, yeah, let me tell you, there's some weird shit. Anyways, but to be fair, she'll probably also be the best person for me to talk to first anyway. So
have you spoken to her since everything has happened?
No.
Okay. That's why you're not sure.
I'm not sure, yeah.
I feel like that's something we should all go deal with together.
Yes. Well, because if she agrees to do this, if she agrees to the ritual, we'd all need to be there anyways. So yeah, that's probably first on the agenda, I think, because we definitely want to get the packing done, get them added in as soon as possible before anybody gets wind that they're associating with us, and that needs to be shut down real quick.
I'm gonna just be blunt here. Is there anyone in the city that likes you?
I don't know. Legitimately, I don't know. I could think off the top of my head, maybe one, but that's even questionable. And she's really young and a kinfolk, so her voice doesn't have a lot of weight anyways. And I'm not sure. Could also be fully livid.
Is it because they blame you for what happened? Is that the
Lot
only
of it.
reason?
That's a
Okay.
lot of it. We weren't a popular pack in the first place.
Mhm.
We tried to find people who were really close to falling to the other side and help them,
Mhm.
including people who a lot of people considered too far gone. It's not a popular position when you have a lot of traditionalist guru. So there were already people who didn't like us, and this just gave them a reason to advance their opinions on the topic and scapegoat. And everybody else was a local here. I was the person who was not originally from here who came in and became a member of the pack. So they can't blame the people who are dead, so they blame fairly, maybe not me. Welcome to Denver.
I've never been here before, so
It's a nice place. It's a good place.
I promise to help try to smooth things as much as possible.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna get some rest. She will give Aiden a hug.
Yeah,
You need this right now.
I know. Thank you. We'll be fine-ish.
We will.
Ish.
We'll
Yeah,
be
it'll be
fine.
good.
No
It'll be good.
ish. We'll be fine. All right. Dakota will go claim a room.
Which is about the time that Firelight gets back.
Hey, I want to grab Sal real quick. Sal.
Okay.
Sal.
Uh-oh.
Guess what?
Yeah, Boxcars, what's up?
It came in. I'm gonna show you the axe. So
Wait,
when I had
where are they?
I'm in my room.
Okay. Mordecai's just standing there in the living room then, or the
Okay.
common area.
Yeah.
Moriko, as you're standing there, Dustbringer is just kind of perched on the counter, watching you.
She's not making eye contact, but she's not moving either.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're just hanging out.
And you're even not making eye contact. You are preternaturally still.
Yeah.
This crow is almost as still as you are.
Yep, we're just statues.
Yep.
It's cool.
Okay, cool.
We're fine.
Anyway.
The size difference makes me think of like Kermit and any of the humans on the show, with Kermit just looking over to stare at them.
So
Sal, you see Boxcars unzips a guitar case, and where the body of a guitar and the neck would be is instead a massive double-bladed Labris and a haft.
Have I ever seen anything like this before?
You're familiar enough with the sort of lore of the various tribes that you know a Black Fury Labris when you see one.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sal kind of stares at it, and it's smile just kind of creeping across his face. My God, Boxcars is beautiful. And he turns and slaps you on the shoulder, and says, "I'm so proud of you. You even put an axe in a case for an axe. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Wow. Can I? Is it okay if I take a look at it?
Yeah.
Or is it, the kind of, no one else can touch it kind of deal?
No, it's just a weapon.
Oh, Sal will pick it up reverently and take a look at it.
How many dots in melee does Sal have? Any?
I honestly don't know. No, none.
This is an axe.
Is there any detailing on it? I mean, I guess he's looking at it less as a weapon because it doesn't shoot bullets as far as he can tell. So he doesn't know a lot about that. But he does have an appreciation for fine art. So looking at it more as a piece of artwork than as a weapon.
It's not like decorated with designs or anything like that, but it's really well made. It's the one she had commissioned from the Ironborn, yeah. And it's very like minimalistic but dangerous kind of vibe. Like a very like the handles, like, you know, kind of like a baseball bat kind of thing. It's sort of matte black and just steel.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, Sal, looking at it, you've seen various weapons from various septs and craftsmen throughout the Guru Nation. And they tend to go for a heavy dose of ornate on top of the function.
Right.
This is a tactical Labrys, if there was such a thing.
Gotcha.
This is like, yeah, blackened steel and carbon fiber kind of. Yeah.
This is the Labrys that you pick up at the Army Surplus store.
The real high-end Army Surplus store. But yeah. Yep.
This is the Labrys you pick up on Amazon, where they sell all the weird, like, tactical machete. It's stealth black for camo missions.
It's actually just a decent machete.
Turning it in and looking at it from different angles. Boxcars, I gotta tell you, this is a real go fuck you to anybody that you're fighting. And I'm proud as hell of you. I can't wait to see you swing it at somebody that's not me.
Yeah. Thanks for the money again.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to see it, put to use.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's the point in having it if you can't share it with family, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you gonna get like 2 of them and swing them around? Because we could get another one.
Not right now. I gotta see how this one goes.
You could get like a little one and put it. I mean, what's the axe equivalent of like a 22 that you put in your sock?
I mean, I have a.
Give me an intelligence and melee there, Alex.
Okay. Sure.
Difficulty 6.
Sure.
I believe we call that a hatchet.
Yeah.
No, a hatchet is for chopping down wood.
Fair.
If you
I was
swing
gonna
it
say.
hard enough, it can be used on anybody.
Also, I don't
7?
know a lot of hatchets that fit in your sock.
Difficulty 7. Yep.
One success.
Probably a tomahawk.
Tomahawk.
That's pretty badass. We should get you some of
small
those.
throwing axe, yeah.
Yep.
Also, you
Technically a boarding axe, but
I mean, for when you're running at the person and to put this in the face, you sure you don't want like some more firearms?
Nah.
All right. I gotta find a new Vinny up here. I miss Vinny.
Yeah. We'll get back to him.
At that point, Sal remembers that Ingvar also still has the sawn-off shotgun strapped to the back of her waist.
Yeah, only one of them.
Yeah.
She's got 2 hands. Goodness.
Yeah, one's for the fang dagger.
Don't you
Glad we
remember?
found you.
right about now, the phone in the room rings.
Oh, hey, give me 1 sec, Boxcars. I will answer it on my phone. I still have
Right, yeah, just beep. Yep.
Yep.
Yes, this is front desk for Mr. Marraro.
Oh, fantastic. Listen, can you have him bring it all up, please?
Absolutely, sir.
Fantastic.
And immediately the door opens, which you think, wow, that was fast, but it's
Holy
Grania.
shit, I'm gonna give these guys the biggest tip.
But it's Grania. So Firelight, you're back now.
Yeah. All right. So sounds like y'all are going to be turning in for the night.
Yep.
We got some food on the way if you're hungry.
I got food back at my place, which is where I'm going to go and sleep. Mariko, you staying here?
No.
Come with me?
Yes.
Cool.
Hey, we got room, if you want.
I'm really more comfortable in my own place. No offense.
I mean, we usually all kind of sleep in a pile. It's kind of a pack thing. Dustbringers really.
We are not your pack yet.
Yeah, I know, but I figured you'd want to get into the habit.
No,
we will
but...
when we are your pack.
Spider Fryer, give me a manipulation and subterfuge difficulty 6.
All right.
We're gonna go resist that.
And if you're trying to oppose that,
Actively be
wits and
uncharmed?
empathy difficulty 6.
Okay, hold on. Wits and empathy.
Yeah.
Do I need to make that roll too, or can I just accept that anything a Ragabash says is bullshit because I'm also a Ragabash?
You can make whatever choices you want, but this is whether or not you can actually tell, or if you're just making your own assumptions with no data to back it up.
That's the trick. A good Ragabash switches it up so you never know.
I was gonna say a good Ragabash tells the truth at least 60% of the time.
Yep.
You said difficulty 6, right, Jack?
Difficulty 6 for everybody. Yep.
Wits and what?
Is this? I have to imagine that this counts under my subterfuge specialty bullshit.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a 1 mod? I'm sorry, it's been a while.
No, there's no mod. It's just any 10s you get count as 2 successes.
Okay.
Mariko had 4 successes.
What's the roll?
Wits and empathy if you're trying to see through the flim flam.
Oh yeah, I never spent my experience.
So 3 successes for Sal, but Mariko beats
4.
that with a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Mariko, you're pretty sure that they do not all sleep in a pile.
Mm-hmm.
Even regular wolves don't do that.
It might be the huge shit-eating grin.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might also be the fact that you're fairly certain that Ingvar would punch him if he suggested that.
I don't think she knows Ingvar well enough for that. She's only seen Ingvar speak a few times.
Or perhaps the fact that Sal has just gotten back from making sure that everyone has their own room.
Separate rooms.
Also that.
But in the spirit of being fun new packmates, and I just sort of like pull out from behind me from somewhere, like a pair of shopping bags, and just put them down and begin pulling out random bullshit as I toss Sal to both actually 3 things. A pair of sunglasses, a pair of novelty sunglasses, an I Love Denver t-shirt, and a statue of Blucifer.
What the fuck is this thing?
Oh, it's great. You should see it in person.
Now we're cursed.
I do not want it in the room.
Sal, as you catch this little blue horse figurine, there's a button on the stand.
Do not.
Oh God. Oh God, I don't want to, but I can't help myself. And Sal's like, no. And he hits the button.
The eyes, there's these little red LEDs that pop out.
Sal just goes, yes, master. I will be done.
Is Ingvar and Dakota in the room? Or no?
Ingvar's on the balcony.
Ingvar's on the
Have
balcony?
we, I imagine we've probably come out at this point.
Dakota
Dakota's
and Aiden
probably
have just come out of one of the back rooms.
Sal sneaks a hand into his pocket, and then all the speakers in the penthouse start playing "O Fortuna."
Nice.
I don't even want to know.
I'm gonna toss Aiden a like an I Love Denver baseball cap, and Dakota a snow globe.
What is in the snow globe?
She didn't look that hard. Jack, what's in the snow globe?
Let me look.
Aiden catches it with one hand, like smoothly, just set it on like a night a desk or a table or something to the side. Looks over at Sal, goes, "Get that demon horse out of here before it infects us all."
Hey, boss, it's a gift from a new packmate, and I kind of love it. So
She's not your
It's
pack
kind of
mate yet.
cute.
And
you know what? Small Wonder is correct. It's a gift from a slightly less attractive version of me, and I still love it. So,
I will
but
just.
don't worry, boss. I'll put it in a cage or something.
Good.
I will skillfully.
In the snow globe is
Okay.
a sign for Denver's Union Station.
Nice.
I will skillfully toss a sleeveless like muscle shirt that is in Ingvar's size. That just has like depiction of one of the various landmarks of Denver onto a doorknob near the balcony where Ingvar is, and then over towards Alex. First, toss a colorful scarf, and then second, just sort of like two finger flick a wrapped postcard towards Alex.
Where did you get all this?
It's the welcoming gifts.
It's
Little smile.
3 a.m.
I'm very good at acquiring welcoming gifts.
Dolan.
Did
That
they not have
is-
stuffed animals?
A harsh term, she says as she pulls out a teddy bear from the bag and tosses it towards Dakota.
Oh, thank you.
These are gifts of endearment purchased by the sweat of my own brow. And with that, I'm heading back to my place. Good night.
All right. Before you go,
In the
Mhm.
Coke.
tomorrow, first thing on our agenda is to get you two packed. So we're here early. Not like 2 p.m. early, like actual early. And we are going to be going to Hawk's Wandering's place.
So, like, noon?
Knowing Hawks, probably best time to catch would be
6 a.m.
yeah,
It's in like 2 hours from now.
like
It's like 4 a.m.
well, like
just putting that out
meet
there.
here at like 8:30.
So, in 5 hours.
Uh-huh.
Cool. I operate great on caffeine.
All right.
Mordecai
I
goes
will-
with Grania.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
she does look at Aiden and says good night to Aiden, and then leaves with Grania.
I
Excellent.
wave. I wave and I go, don't have too many sex parties without me. Click.
All right.
Sal goes, you were invited to the pile.
Mordecai
Listen.
immediately turns off her heightened senses.
Listen, I know that it's funny and I'm amused too, but we are already going to have a shit reputation. Can we not make the croc jokes?
I mean, you can't tell me you haven't met another pack that does the sex pile thing. We've all met that pack.
I haven't.
No. Only
intro-
you, Sal.
I'll introduce you when we go back to New York.
I'm going to
I also
bed.
don't know what you're talking about, Sal.
You know what? We'll talk about it next time we're driving in the car. Is anybody hungry? Because we got a bunch of food coming upstairs, and I also got a bunch, staples to put in the kitchen. So if you're hungry, you get up in the morning, we're gonna have coffee, eggs, toast, bacon, all that shit.
Nah, I'm
Jack,
exhausted.
Jack, you
Grania
were-
and Moriko, as you guys leave and you're walking down the hallway, a Grubhub driver with like 4 bags on each arm passes you, headed towards the door that you just left.
What's in the bags?
They're plastic bags. You can't see inside. Smells like food though.
Wait, hang on.
Some of them clink.
They have opaque plastic bags in Denver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. All of our plastic bags are see-through.
Yeah. This is World of Darkness, man. People make stupid decisions.
That's fair. That's a lot of plastic for a bag. She just says as she walks past.
Oh yeah, Moriko doesn't even make eye contact.
Right.
Just skirts around, doesn't touch,
All right.
doesn't say anything.
So you guys head across town,
Yep.
crash at Firelight's place.
Actually, how far away is my place from here?
Unless you've got an exact address, I'm just going to say 20 minutes.
I do have an exact address.
Okay. Well, then Google the difference between your address and the Denver Four Seasons. That's how far away.
Let me figure that out.
Okay. Anyway, but the rest of you, there's a knock on the door, and
I got it.
A veritable cornucopia of mixed bag supplies is dropped off.
Sal will tip the guy at 50 and say, "Drive safe out there, pal."
No, thanks. Yeah. Gives you kind of a half nod grin. He's a little bleary in the eyes.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah.
3 a.m. Yeah, for sure.
And fucks back off to whatever else he's got to drive around and do tonight.
Sal's gonna have sit down at the table, pull out. Actually, he'll probably pull out like burger and fries because I know that's something that we've done as a group, and set out multiple ones and see if anybody else wants some. But we'll eat something.
It's
before bed.
10 minutes down the street.
10 minutes down the street. Okay, cool.
Literally 2 miles away. We could walk.
Moriko's not walking. We have to be up in like an hour.
Yeah, no. Granya's also not walking. I'm just making that clear. I'm saying it because I'm staying at Sobo Station.
All right. So does anybody else have anything else you need to do before sleep and rest is had on y'all's first night in Denver?
Ingvar will eventually come in from the balcony and get some food before she goes to sleep.
Okay.
But she does spend a good long while just sort of taking in the night air and just sort of enjoying the chill.
Mm-hmm. It's a city. It's cold. The air's thin.
Leaving the
very high
postcards
up.
on the. Yeah, I'm leaving the.
You do
postcards
notice
on
when you're on the balcony, there is a net projected from the entire perimeter. Even you with your ridiculous athletics scores would be fairly hard pressed to clear this if you took it at a flying jump.
Fairly hard pressed, not impossible.
We probably ought to hit up a shop, get some warmer clothes for everybody, huh?
Mara was saying something.
Yeah, it's chilly. I'm gonna just grab some food, and I'm leaving the postcards on the table in the like lobby area.
Okay.
Dakota will grab some food and hug Sal and say, "Thank you for food, but usually refreshments are my thing."
Hugs back and says, "Hey, I got you a lot of the raw materials. You can take it from here if you want to. I just figured,
Thank you.
it's, armpit in the middle of the night. We might want something ready."
Yeah. Thank you, Sal.
Ingvar grew up in Iceland, so I'm pretty certain this still isn't quite cold for her.
It's the temperature isn't bothering you, it's not like you have any difficulty breathing, but there
the air
is that
noticeably
sense
thin, yeah.
of right. And I don't know if you William have done any high altitude stuff. It's gonna be weird for a few days before you acclimate to being able to do your normal stuff.
There's a weird pressure differential, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have not spent a long time at super high altitudes, but I have driven up and down mountains.
Mm-hmm. 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 All right. But unless anything else needs to be done, rest is had. Everybody who needs one regains a point of willpower.
Yeah. And I will do my best to make sure that I am asleep in my car outside the Four Seasons at the designated time.
But yes, all of you waken the next morning.
Those of us who are above our rage threshold due to traffic, does that change?
Not at this point. No, we're gonna let you hang on to that for a sec. You haven't. You would need to be able to rest in a familiar, relaxing environment. This is still a little bit of a new enough situation that it's giving you a bit of you're still on edge slightly.
I would argue that a fancy hotel room is a familiar environment for Sal, but I like that he's still angry. He's in bed. He got the same fucking shoes. I can't believe this.
So for once, it's Aiden who's up like a half an hour before.
Okay.
Yep.
Jack.
Right at like because you said for them to be here at 8:30, so everybody needs to be ready by then. So 8:10, knocks start happening on doors.
Well, before that, Jack, I sent you a thing.
Oh, you did? Let me look. Okay. So Aiden, you wake up.
Uh-huh.
You pull your door open, and there's a 6-inch Lucifer staring up at you.
So
I'm glad that my gift has been a gift for the entire pack.
what floor are we on?
You're in the penthouse. You are at the tippy
Right.
top.
How
of this
many
building.
floors is that for this?
I'm gonna say 14. I don't care.
Okay. Aiden will walk out onto the balcony, look down, see if there's anybody below at this particular moment.
It's kind of hard to see, but
Better yet, we're on the 14th floor. Is there a balcony that is 13th floor that I can toss this thing on?
not really. There's a net in the way
Oh my
for this
God.
express purpose.
Well, shit.
That Four Seasons is the 4th tallest building in Denver.
Okay, maybe it's more than 14
That
floors.
is 45 floors.
You're on the 45th floor. Excuse me.
I can't tell.
Thanks, Athena. Appreciate that.
No, what you do is you throw it off, and if you throw it the right way, it'll loop back around like a boomerang.
Aiden is not gonna murder somebody
I was about to say,
with
if you-
this horse has killed enough people.
I was like, if you throw that horse off this balcony, you're going to crush a car with someone.
I will 100% murder somebody.
I mean,
Let
to
it
be
fulfill its
fair,
destiny.
just
a
it is
little
definitely
bit.
made of plastic. This thing is not like, die cast or anything ridiculous.
Still,
I like to think that I got the one like full metal statue.
Right.
Like,
right?
You're still just under half the height of the Empire State Building, which is, the thing you drop pennies off of in crater cars.
He just walks out into the
Not a thing.
hallway,
Not
finds
thing.
a
Urban
laundry
legend,
drop,
but still.
and just
Okay.
puts it in the laundry drop and
Yeah,
drops it
for
down.
sure. You just hear a clank, 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 clank that fades
Yep.
away after a moment. Yep. And then you go
Well,
back inside
yeah.
and start knocking on doors.
Sal doesn't get the extra 20 minutes then.
I was gonna say, does Mortico hear a clank, 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 clank down?
Probably
laundry
not
chute.
from all the way inside the building.
Oh yeah, no, just
You're an exceptionally perceptive character, but I don't think Moriko is going to pick quite that up necessarily.
no, she'd have to be like standing in the laundry room for whatever
Right.
reason.
But anyway,
But she's not.
everybody in the penthouse is awoken.
When Sal, Sal would set his alarm, but when he hears sounds, he comes bursting out. Oh my God, it got out. Has anyone seen the horse?
It's okay. I killed it.
Good. That's what you think. But there's always sequels, boss.
Oh my god.
So I know you think this is funny, but I legitimately put 80% odds on that being that the actual one being a worm creature of some kind that's just trapped.
Is that in character or out of character?
That's in character.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that bet, boss. I've seen that fucking thing before, and yeah.
Ingvar steps out of her room. What's this about a horse?
Demon horse
Oh.
horse statue. at the airport. It's like I told Sal, I'm about 80% sure that is a worm creature trapped in statue form, just waiting to come out and wreak havoc on the world.
You've probably seen it. It's blue. It's got red eyes, big weird ass veins throbbing off of its balls.
It's legit murdered people.
You guys do not treat your gifts very nicely, says Dakota, coming out hugging the teddy bear.
I tried to give mine to the boss.
I thought you said it got out.
Yeah, I mean, in the crate.
Google.
Come on, come on. We're not really doing this bit, boss.
You mean it didn't escape on its own power?
I mean, if it had happened, I would assume that would mean that you had to fight it before you threw it down the shaft.
Maybe it wanted me to put it wherever it is.
Shit, we need a galleon. All right,
Dakota's right there.
I need you to turn this into a better story. No, I mean he's saying when we say we need a gallery, I mean he's turning to Dakota. He's like, all right, yep. I need you to turn this into a better story. All right, I'll be producer.
Dustbringer flies over and lands on your shoulder, Aiden.
Dusty can be best boy.
Morning.
Sal said shaft.
Looks over at Sal. You're a bad influence on him.
I'm a great influence on him. Dusty, you're
for
best.
Fuck's sake. All right, so
Ingvar is wearing the muscle shirt for whatever it's worth.
Fantastic.
Does Dakota look confused by this?
So Dakota does the thing that she does like when she doesn't really know what's going on, which is more just her kind of standing there being cute and nodding.
He leans over and he goes, it's funny because he said it, because it sounded like I was talking about a penis.
She has no clue what you're talking
Dakota
about.
once again proves herself to be the best member of the pack without question.
I would also like to credit my wife's impeccable comic timing, who, as I was screaming about penis, comes by and just sort of closes the door in the background. Well done,
amazing.
All right.
Our
But
child
everybody
might be
is
trying
able
to
to
sleep.
Everybody is able to get kitted out and prepped for wherever you're headed.
All right. So before we head out, and I don't know if they've shown up yet or not.
Oh yeah. No, so
Okay.
Mordego got there before Grania. She wasn't even there when Grania probably woke up at like, the bare minimum time that Grania needs to get ready.
I mean, it
Mordecai's
sounds
already
like Grania's
gone.
still asleep in the car.
Yeah,
so-
Grania-
Yeah, she's
Grania
down
woke
there.
up. Grania woke up 10 minutes before 8, got to the place at 8, and then went back to sleep in her car.
Yeah.
Mordecai was already gone. She is literally right outside the door of the, what do you call it? The room at
Mhm.
8:30.
Okay.
So she missed Aiden's little
Right.
back and forth, but at 8:30, Mordecai is right there outside the door, staring at the door. She has not knocked.
Okay. So before we head out, couple things you need to be aware of. The person we're going to go meet who can do this ritual, Hawk's Wandering, is she's a child of Gaia. Her son was a kinfolk associated with the pack and is, as you might imagine, based on everything I've said, no longer with us. He's also my partner. So I don't know how she's going to feel about this. I don't know how she's going to feel about a lot of things. But she is the best option I can think of in the city. Since we're going to be seeing a lot of people who have opinions about me, and this is probably you guys would agree. Sorry. Talking with Dakota last night. one of the reasons that I wanted to do this by myself is because I didn't want to reflect it badly on you guys, but also I know that there's going to be a tendency, a desire to stand up for, defend, deflect the situation, etc. Please don't.
Done.
Fair enough.
If you wish these people to have closure and be able to express their rage against you, I will let that happen, but I will stand up for the pack if it extends to the rest of us.
Absolutely. 100%. And to be clear, if someone tries to kill me, it's okay to stop them from that.
Good.
That's fine.
Great. Okay.
Hey,
Is that something we should be prepared for?
Maybe in a couple cases, yes.
I'll grab the axe.
that's a good idea.
I love the
Yeah,
fatalistic tone.
Actually,
Fine.
on that point, I'm gonna go so far as to ask: is there anywhere around here that we shouldn't go strapped for trouble?
I mean, it's either the sept where everybody hates me or the rest of the world, which is not part of the nation, so inherently corrupted and fucked up. So probably not.
Just all axe, all
Like,
the boxcars.
Got
Probably
it.
a good bet.
Hey, look, boss, I just gotta say, I mean, we're all here to back your play, but you gotta not fucking run off on us again. All right.
I understand that. Like I said, this was not something. This was something that I felt I didn't feel like I didn't have any other options but to do this alone, but it still felt like something I had to do alone. I'm happy to have you here, especially everything being what it is now with revelations of last night and everything triple happy. But it was something that I did feel like I had to, it was something from my past I felt I had to settle, and I felt like I had to do it alone at the time.
That's because you're a moron. But we love you anyway, and we're all here with you. All right. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a moron, but you know, we got your back anyway.
Sal, no name calling.
All right.
Sal, is there nothing you think out there in the world that you would feel you would have to do on your own at all?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of going to the bathroom in pairs.
I understand your feeling, Aiden.
Why isn't Aiden just saying, see,
there
you
are
think you need to deal with
indeed-
your own shit?
There are indeed things that I feel I would need to see through on my own, and I understand the feeling.
Yeah.
I would argue you could have told us that.
To be honest, yes, I could have. I passed a message along. Apparently it didn't get through. There will be yelling. But that is a fair point. And I knew it was probably bad at the time, but it was just the way I felt I had to go about it, right or wrong, even knowing it was wrong.
I mean, you're the alpha. You know, if you tell us that you're going somewhere and you order us to stay behind, at least we know that we're ignoring your orders then when we follow you.
Thank you for justifying the way I felt about the issue.
Well, but I mean, this isn't better because this way, like, I got a speeding ticket.
Oh.
You got to
Sal,
cover.
just eat your food.
If you order me to throw Sal off the balcony, I'm fairly certain he'll survive the fall.
I mean,
no, that's tall. That's also we don't.
I mean,
We're
Aiden, you
already
think that
going
Sal
to
probably
talk-
would survive the fall? Because even at her best, it's unlikely that Ingvar would be able to throw him far enough that he would clear the net.
Well,
It's a big net.
It's a
Look,
big net.
we already need to talk to Dakota about the packing thing. I don't need also a burden with healing as well.
can we do something to clear up the names a little bit? I mean, we got Technicolor, but
Yeah, did you
Can we
mean
call-
other Dakota?
can we call this one Dakota 2 or Denver?
To be
Dakota or
fair,
something?
Sal, I hadn't told you that one's name yet.
Huh.
That was intentional for humor.
I was
We
just
hadn't.
gonna
I
ask
don't
why
think
did-
I had expressed that their name was Dakota to anybody but Dakota yet.
Oh, right.
Oh, fair.
What is Dakota packing? I know she packed like a shit ton of stuff.
Sorry,
I always do.
Hawk's
Yeah.
Wandering's name is
I have all the
Dakota
fingers.
Montgomery.
I have a
Mm.
twin.
Ingvar tilts her head.
You got a twin and it's a hawk?
Yes.
Wait, no.
Yes.
This Dakota's name is Hawk.
Hawk's Wandering.
Okay. Now Sal says the thing that I said.
I feel like it'll be easy to distinguish them by deed names.
Yes.
Ox Wandering is very easy to distinguish.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we got Technicolor and we got Hawks.
All right.
For the record, Hawks, not Wander. We don't want to make the situation worse.
Wait. So they don't like the name Wanda.
Sal, don't start.
I just,
Swear to God, you.
it's like you don't even pay attention, boss.
No, it's because I know you're going to call them whatever you want to, anyways. So I'm trying to cut it off.
So
mean,
we're
it-
trying to not get Aiden killed.
I know.
More to the
I
point,
know.
we're trying to get our new pack mates packed, and it's either Hawks or it's the person who has already told Moriko not to investigate this whole thing.
Look, I mean, I get it, right? I'm not the Philodox. I'm not a Galliard. I'm not going to be talking.
Okay.
We want you. That is a lie if I have ever heard you speak one, Sal.
I said much, and you've heard, one or two from me.
We want Hawks.
Alright.
We want Hawks Wandering to be a friend. So
Yes.
we will refer to them either as Hawks Wandering or Hawks.
I get it.
Or Rhea, or, whatever honorific that is appropriate that you can use.
I know, I get it. We
Alright.
all have a lot of fun, but I mean, I can be diplomatic. I can
Ingvar
do it.
raises an eyebrow.
At this point, Aiden's like, it's been a while. They're not here yet. And I go to check the door, open it up.
And
And
Mariko
Mariko's just doesn't even flinch from the door opening. She's just right there, staring somewhere around Aiden's chest. Good morning.
Morning. You haven't been sitting out here for 15 minutes, have you?
No, I
Okay,
have been
good.
here for 25.
God damn it.
Did you see a tiny small horse?
Not today.
Okay.
Point of fact for Moriko. Lucifer is kind of like a pet obsession of Grania. She has
Oh,
the
no.
same statue on her dashboard.
Okay, well then, yeah. Okay, so then Mariko says, yes,
Oh, fantastic. Where was it?
traveling.
It just points.
I have so many concerns.
Where's
Hey,
Grania?
Where's
Stop.
yes?
Sal turns and looks at Ingvar and said, See, you claim I'm a liar, but did you hear this? Not remembering that Ingvar was not part of the earlier conversation and has no idea what the fuck is going on.
Who asked where Grania is? Was that Aiden or
Alex?
Alex. Okay. Mordecai will look at Alex and say, downstairs in the car. She is here.
Technically. Okay.
I cannot say if she is awake.
I was about to say, considering how short the time frame was, I can imagine she's probably getting what rest she can.
Yes.
I mean, fair.
Does she drink coffee?
I think she drinks other things besides coffee. Sometimes, yes. She drinks coffee.
I will bring her some coffee. Dakota will make her some coffee.
Has Mariko even ever seen Grania drink water? Like straight up water?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Mariko's only ever seen her drink coffee and alcohol.
Coffee and alcohol, and sometimes at the same time.
Yes, yeah. So Mordecai definitely nods.
And soda. Like she's got like a Coke can pyramid at home.
That's right. Okay.
What about you, small one? Do you drink coffee?
No.
You had any breakfast today?
No.
Technicolor's a hell of a cook.
Noted.
What I'm trying to say is, why don't you have a bite to eat while we head downstairs, or even come in and sit at the table?
That would make me late.
All right, then I'll make you a breakfast bagel. Sal is sort of like almost angrily goes over and starts making a breakfast bagel out of it.
There's that over rage.
Yeah, exactly.
Aiden looks at Moriko and says, "This is your last chance to back out."
Noted.
Here's your non-late goddamn breakfast.
Moriko takes it
Sal?
and bows at Sal. Thank you, Sadu.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
There was a lot of traffic, boss. And you ran away.
We literally just talked about that.
And the bathroom in my room, they folded the toilet paper under? What the hell? God.
Moriko has started eating the bagel.
Oh, yeah, this is going to go great. Let's
Ingvar,
go.
Ingvar looks at this from her position at the bar, waiting for everyone to be fully ready to go, and just sort of like slowly drinks from her glass of water.
Let's fucking go.
So you guys all head downstairs to where there's a Jeep Wrangler or something.
So because I didn't describe it last week, but I parked outside.
It was dark out.
Basically right in front of the door, so you can't like at the parking spot, halfway out of the parking spot, right in front of the door, is a 1985 Chevy Blazer, cherry red.
That's right.
With a white stripe down the side, with the back seat roof pulled off, so it's just the front seat cabin that's up. A large, equally cherry red toolbox is backed up against the back seat and looks to be full of various things. And the truck itself has been lifted an extra 3 feet up, or extra 2 feet up, with all-terrain tires put on it. And Grania is just passed the fuck out in the driver's seat with her feet up on the dash right next to an identical Lucifer statue to the one that got thrown out.
This is literally our Blazer, but with the back pulled off and bigger tires.
Yeah.
I really like the idea.
I know this vehicle.
I really like the idea that there was a motorcycle in that spot or something, and it just got pushed and crunched out of the way so you could take that one spot.
Was it Aiden's cycle?
No.
God. No. God.
All right.
Under his breath.
So everybody loads into as many cars as are needed.
Moriko definitely tries to go with Grania.
Dakota will give
Okay.
Grania coffee and some food that she has brought down for her.
Oh yeah, as soon as people start approaching, snaps to awake. Oh, thank you. Take.
You're welcome.
And just downs the coffee instantly.
Good, you do drink coffee.
Ah, that is so much better. All right, where are we going?
Aiden, this is a house that you know very well. It is located at 1638 Race Street.
Okay.
It's a modest 2-story home in the Whittier neighborhood, owned by the Montgomerys, passed down through the family for the past 3 generations. Painted white with green trim, its face gazes down toward the street. As the one person who knows their way, even after a year, it's not hard for you to find it.
Okay.
And almost before you manage to park your bike on the street, a lanky man with a ragged mane of salt and pepper hair is on the porch, barefoot, wearing jeans and a flannel, staring soberly down at you.
Get off the bike.
Aiden.
Just sort of stand. Jackson.
Recognize that engine. Didn't expect to hear that one again.
I can imagine not. Was anybody riding with?
Was anybody else doubled up
Ingvar
with Aiden?
Probably would have. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. This is Ingvar.
The eyes
Back
flick to
member.
you for a second, Ingvar. He gives you a nod.
He nods back.
What brings you back to town, son?
A lot. Things
By now,
that
the other vehicles have pulled up as well.
Okay.
And you see him calculating as 5 more people jump out.
Things that I probably should have done before I left. And some new surprising things I didn't expect. At the moment, is Hawks here? I would
Wander will
like-
need a bit. She's got a lot to handle with what's happening with the sept, but
I imagine so.
she's out back.
Okay.
Y'all might as well come in and sit for a bit.
Of course.
You had coffee yet?
I'm good. A lot of us have.
Not enough.
All right. Well, y'all come in. I'll get you set up, and once she's done her forms, I'll let her know you're here, and we'll see what she decides.
Thank you.
And you know as well, Hawks is a pretty decent practitioner of Iskaku, just like you are.
Mm-hmm.
But you all step up the stairs. He opens the door, and you all come in to a very well decorated front room. It's a little bit different, Aiden, than you remember. But anybody who wants to can give me an intelligence and occult roll, difficulty 7.
Intelligence and occult? Is that what you said?
Intelligence and occult. Yep.
My pigeon pattern wouldn't apply, right?
Actually, for you, yes, it would.
Okay.
Your specialty would apply on this one. Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
I'm gonna be rolling at a deficit, but I'll make the roll.
If you don't have dots in occult, you can't make the roll.
Cool. I can't make the roll.
Okay.
It was difficulty 7, you said?
Difficulty 7.
1 for me.
1 for you.
3 successes.
3 for Moriko.
2 for Ingvar.
2 for
4.
Ingvar. Ooh, botch for Technicolor. All right.
I got 4.
Dakota, you're looking around, and the name George O'Keefe springs to mind out of nowhere. Those of you with successes, as you're looking around, there's the decor here is fairly naturalistic, a lot of natural materials and that sort of thing. But most of you are picking up that there is spiritual resonance to the way that this house is furnished. that, and knowing that the woman who lives here is a theurge of pretty decent standing. Actually, has the name been mentioned around Moriko yet?
No,
Okay.
unless she was overhearing yesterday and I didn't roll for it. No, she didn't hear anything.
Okay.
That's why I asked where we were going, because Grania also didn't know.
Right.
Yeah, no. And Monica would have had to roll for being able to, and spend another gnosis to have heightened senses in the new scene.
Okay.
So no, she doesn't know either.
All right. But with 3 successes, Mordico, you can tell, yeah, Theurge lives here. Definitely. Like this is honestly, it's a slight variation because your father was a Shadow Lord, but everything about this kind of shouts, Child of Gaia Theurge lives here. Just the way everything is set up. Some of them are meant for warding purposes. Some of them are meant to make it more hospitable to certain broods of spirits and that sort of thing. This is a very deliberately constructed interior. Jackson steps in, rolls his shoulder a little bit. All right, so how many coffees do we have? 1, pointing at Grania.
2.
2.
3.
All right. In this house, we drink black with sugar, so make yourself comfortable.
You can skip the sugar.
Not in this house, we don't. And he turns into the kitchen.
She just smiles.
Comes back a couple minutes later with 3 mugs. Sets 2 in front of Firelight, 1 in front of Sal. All right.
Appreciate you.
Make yourselves comfortable. I'll be back in a minute.
The first one goes down
Thank
like a
you.
shot. She sips the second one.
Okay. And you hear him go out, and Aiden, the sounds are bringing up memory after memory. You've spent hours, days in this house. There's a familiar squeak to the back storm door as it bangs shut as he goes out. You know that there's a fairly large backyard out there. And after about 2 or 3 minutes, he comes back in.
Can I do something in the meantime while he's
Yeah.
out? Because I have a thing. I've been watching Aiden and trying to kind of see how he's doing. This is a whole thing for him.
I was very much about to roll like some kind of subterfuge thing.
I want to use. I have a gift called Breath of the Wild.
No, that's a Zelda game.
Yeah. Player rolls.
I got that for Christmas.
Difficulty 5 against Guru and Kinfolk. Success grants the recipient a rush of mental vitality. You get an 1 additional die on all mental rolls for the rest of the scene. It also adds one difficulty to any rage. So I want to do that.
Okay. Let me look that one up just to make sure.
Yeah,
I
I don't
know
know
what
page
we're
it's in, but
173. Do. All right. It's a Black Fury gift. Okay.
yes.
So you have to touch somebody.
Yep.
And roll Gnosis difficulty 5.
Okay. Let's see. How do I do that again on this sheet? It's been a
Yep.
while.
So on the sheet, you'll just look at the page on advantages, and you hit the button that says Gnosis, and it'll ask you about difficulties and stuff.
Okay. Diff 5. Just you'll know what to say. And I got 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. So Aiden, for the remainder of this scene, you'll have a +1 to any mental dice pulls. But the door swings open and bangs shut again. Jackson is just sitting there there's a pair of armchairs on one end of the sitting room that are a little ensconced away from the remainder of the scene. And he sits down in one. You know that the other one is Hawks's chair.
Right.
And a woman steps into the room. She has a fairly long staff slung over her shoulders with her wrists hanging over it. She looks early 50s, some crow's feet, lines to the face. Her hair's tied back, and you can see the sheen of sweat across her. She's wearing basically a tank top and a pair of loose pants. And her feet are wearing just a pair of sandals. She takes in the entire room in one glance, and then her eyes land on Aiden.
He's already stood up at this point.
Why are you back in my house?
Because couple reasons. Thank you for meeting with us. One, I felt that I owed it to you both if it was something that you had wanted and I didn't give you the chance for me to face you after everything. And two, this was unexpected, but I have need of somebody who can perform the rite of the totem for 2 new pack members.
She gives you a long appraising glance. And then the staff whips off her shoulder and slams into the floor. And that's where we're going to take our break.
If you're watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, do whatever you need to do. Grab a drink, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. A dinosaur story.
Fuck you. So the staff cracks against the hardwood floor. And she just stares at you, Aiden. You come into my house a year after my son's death, in force, bringing the daughter of our former right master, and you want my help. Where were you the month after he died? Where were you the week after he died, Aiden?
It was strongly suggested that I leave. I could have said no, and I didn't, and that's my fault. That's on me. I'm not making excuses for anybody. I'm simply explaining at the time. I honestly assumed nobody wanted to see me. And acquiesced to the suggestion. It wasn't right.
And what do you need my help with, young man?
Exactly what I said. I need Morlico and Grania.
Oh.
The rest of these are my pack, Wings of Mojave. They wish to join us.
Her fingers kind of tap on the haft of the staff for a moment. What tribe are you? You know this is a rhetorical question. You know she knows she wants to hear you say it. Mm-hmm.
Child of Gaia.
What sets us apart from the other tribes of the nation?
A lot of things, but I know what you're
For
getting
you,
at.
Aiden, what sets us apart?
Understanding.
All right, then. While I decide if I'm going to help you, you're going to sit there with your mouth shut and learn some understanding for a moment. Understood?
Of course.
She turns to Dakota. What's your name?
Dakota.
Well, Dakota. Without getting defensive, what is it about Aiden that makes him deserve my help today?
The fact that he came here willingly not just here, but to Denver, knowing the reception he would get. And he did so because he knew that he needed to face the music and live up to everything that happened.
Turns to Sal. What's your name?
Spider Fryer.
Without getting defensive, same question.
Just so I can make sure I'm giving it the proper due. Ask me again, because I wasn't listening the first time.
What is it about your packmate that makes him deserve my help today?
Sal is clearly thinking about it and turns and will look at Aiden. How close are we all sitting to each other?
You guys are basically in a couple of armchairs and on a couch. Pretty shoulder to shoulder, more or less.
All right. Would Aiden have permitted Sal to sit next to him? Because that's where Sal would have tried to sit, but
I think Aiden would have insisted on being right next to Sal.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna say
Situations.
for seating purposes,
yeah.
there's a 3-person couch seat. It goes Alex, Aiden, Sal.
Okay.
Everybody else is kind of scattered on a couple of other seats. Dakota's probably honestly sitting on the floor.
Like,
Yeah. Mhm.
not that this happened, but if somebody else had sat next to Sal, Aiden would have picked them up and put them somewhere else physically.
No, Sal. I mean, Sal wanted to be right next to Aiden,
Yeah.
but okay. So Sal turns and looks at Aiden and kind of reaches over and sort of from top down slaps him on the shoulder and kind of slaps him again, and then keeps the hand there and kind of shakes the shoulder a little bit and starts talking, looking at Aiden, and says, when I first met Aiden, he was doing every single fucking thing he could to get himself killed. Probably on account of what went down here. And he turns at that point, keeps his hand on the shoulder, but turns and looks at Denver, Dakota. And says, but in the end, he did the thing that was a hell of a lot harder than that. It kept going. It didn't die. And saved every single goddamn person in Vegas. And who knows how much in Nevada, maybe even up to Reno. Put himself on the line. Brought all of us together. And did what nobody else in that city was willing to do. So if there's some shit that needs doing here, he's going to get that done too. And I can tell you the easiest thing in the world is to fuck up and walk away from it, or fuck up and throw yourself into the goddamn fire. And I know that's what he wants to do. But he's not going to do that until he gets done what needs doing.
Turns to Ingvar. You young Gatling. What's your name?
Ingvar Ulfsdotter.
Same question.
Aiden is my alpha and attempted to come here alone and would have done had fate not intervened to provide us with vision that said that more was to be done here, that required us to aid him. And whether or not he needed your aid, he still would have come here to face you. That is what makes him deserving of your assistance, is that he would be here even if he did not need it.
Turns to Alex.
Yep.
What's your name?
Alexandra Court, ma'am. Ria. Yes.
Same question.
She's gone beet red. She's very embarrassed. This is awkward. He's been standing up for the rest of us, and so we're here with him today. Rhea.
Turns to Moriko and Grania.
Who Grania has, at this point, is leaning on the table with the most done look on her face and has been tapping her foot at an increasing tempo this entire time.
You enter this of your own free will, one would assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Moriko, I think I know what your answer is. You, though, young lady, what's your name?
Grania Firelight O'Connor.
What have you met of Aiden in the last time that you've known him? It makes you think he's worth joining the pack of.
The foot stops tapping. So, like, let a look on her face that, like, as if what she's about to say is the most obvious thing. He needs help. When someone needs help, you help them. That's what we're supposed to do as Garou. At least that's what I was taught.
So, Aiden, what do you think of that?
I think that I am extremely fortunate to have found, well, I'm fortunate whether they are or not to have found these people.
I would like everybody to give me a charisma and expression roll. Difficulty 6, standard difficulty.
Charisma, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Any modifiers on that?
Nope.
No,
I have
no. Go
the
ahead.
shy flaw. It's gonna increase the difficulty by 2. If you're the focus of the situation, it's by 3. Do you think it's
Okay.
2 or 3 for this?
So just you're at 2 for this one because
Okay.
Aiden is definitely the
Yeah.
focus of this
Okay.
situation.
Does
So,
Moriko need to roll? She didn't say anything.
Everybody who spoke, I should have
Okay.
said. Yep. Mhm.
So I've got
Charisma.
one dot of charisma and no dots of expression.
Does pure breed
It's-
apply to this situation?
Yes. Because it's a social role amongst Garou. So Firelight's just rolling a die, difficulty 6.
Charisma and what else?
Expression.
Okay.
Oops, that was a diff 7. 1 second. I didn't have query on.
Is there any chance that I am her type and could use appearance?
Oh my
Nope.
god.
If that's a diff 6, I would have 2 more successes. That would be 6 successes.
I rolled a 6.
That's one success.
Hey.
Difficulty 7.
Difficulty 6 for this roll.
Difficulty 6.
I got 2.
Grania's low charisma because she doesn't have the patience to actually like be charming.
Sal legitimately is like raising his eyebrows like is this happening?
Oh,
I swear to God.
Yeah, Mordecai is just
That
stock
one's
still.
ass you can kick.
Sal, give me a perception and alertness difficulty 5.
Oh my
Oh, boy.
god.
I like that. I like that of the two Ragabash, the one that's more kitted for this role failed.
Wait, what? Me?
Yeah, you have a point in expression.
I have 1 point in expression and 2 points in charisma. I am not the party face.
I have 1 point in charisma and no points in expression. You're more kitted for this than I am.
This is,
Zen was talking about between
between the two of us.
Okay, yeah, but to be clear, Ragabashes are not party faces.
No,
Not
we're
usually.
not.
We
I've
have
known
other
a
fucking
few.
jobs. No.
All right.
no,
Sal,
I'm not-
so Sal, you're sitting there, you do your eyebrow thing, and there's a faint motion off to the side, and your eyes flick over to where Jackson's sitting there. And he's just got a cup in front of him. And not in that sort of, this is my wife, don't fuck with me, but very much a, that dog don't hunt, son.
Sal will like experimentally try like one more eyebrow in that direction.
If Sal has ever tried to flirt with a refrigerator, he gets about the same reaction.
There is just a hand that comes up
it is Sal.
on Sal's
And they
head.
they have those smart
wait.
refrigerators.
They also have mirror-fronted refrigerators. Sal has definitely flirted with one of those. Hey, good looking. Oh yeah,
There's
you're
just
looking great today.
behind Sal, just a hand comes up, boom, and shifts the head back and then moves back down.
I'm just trying to help, boss.
I feel like with 6 successes, Ingvar is very much sitting like very straight and proud and is very much exemplifying the pure breed right now.
Oh yeah.
I also feel like my 0 successes is very much like everything that I said was completely undercut by what I had said immediately before it by tell me again I wasn't listening.
Perfect.
She turns back to Aiden. Understanding and healing. These people will help heal you, Aiden.
They already have quite a bit.
But the fact that you're here, irrespective of anything else, shows that you're not quite finished, are you?
Nope. I should say, just so I don't want to make anything awkward for you at the Sept, you seem to already know this situation.
I know a lot of situations. Which one are you talking about? Yours?
I'm not talking about why one of us, why Monaco is packing with us.
Moriko's story is well known to me, yes. She's grown up here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you ever crossed paths with her very much.
No.
But I'm familiar.
I came to you rather than...
Oh, Grey Snow?
Yes.
Well, I can see Alexander's wisdom hasn't entirely deserted you. All right, to the backyard. We need to step
right.
across. Jackson stands up and sort of starts herding all of you to follow.
How many names in your backstory are either identical or very similar to your current pack mates?
I don't think that many.
Because I just heard Dakota and Alexander.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes. Look, no,
It's almost
definitely-
like people have the same names in the world sometimes.
There
There's
isn't
even
an Annika in this group.
Not
There
in
isn't-
fiction, Jack.
There isn't a Cricket. There isn't an Ethan. There isn't a Clara. There isn't a Jesse. No. Natalie, Marcia. Nope. We're good. Other than
Just those two.
My full name is Clara Salvatore Moraro. I can't believe you never asked.
Excuse you, Clara Salvatore Marie Moraro.
Ah, yes.
Don't
Marie.
forget your middle name, Sal.
Yeah.
We
The-
don't,
the
we
only
don't
one.
talk about that aunt anymore.
So just the two then.
Just the two.
Yeah,
I'm serious. I swear to God, I made these names when I made the character.
Yep.
Not knowing anybody else's names.
So yeah, Granya's one of the first to get up and start moving.
Yeah. The second she says, yeah, Monica's already standing.
As you go to the backyard, there's high fences around this quarter acre, probably. I mean, it's not small, but it's not massive. It is still an urban environment.
When you say high fences.
We're talking 12, 13 feet.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I was like,
No, this is very clearly a backyard that is intended for nobody to be able to see in it. And as you come out, you can see why. There's a ceremony circle there. It's heavily grown up in a way that's very natural environment. No monoculture here. It's all native species. It's like a small patch of wilderness built into the backyard of a house. She takes you down a little trail that winds a bit to a fairly decent sized ceremony circle that's cleared, rocks around, very, very traditionally Child of Gaia Guru setup. All right. I've got spirits here that make it a bit easier. We cross. So anybody who's trying to cross over is going to be rolling Gnosis difficulty 7. You can spend a willpower if you need to. Those of you that are in a pack, you can have one of you make the roll for the entire pack if you want. Those of you that are not will have to make it yourself.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 Gnosis. Does anyone? I'm assuming some other people have way more than I do.
Yeah,
I don't
have
think
5 as
so.
well.
Yeah, I think
I
I'm
have
going to
5
spend
as
a
well.
willpower on this because this would not be good for
Can-
her to miss.
Gnosis is the one that people generally don't spend a lot on that they don't already have because it's a spendy one.
Can we have multiple people in the pack make it, and then if one person makes it, we can all pass over, or we have to do all for one?
You would have to decide ahead of time if somebody's
Okay.
doing it for somebody else. Yep.
What was the difficulty? 7?
7.
I've
Because
got
those botches
gauntlets
are
a lit-
fun.
It'll.
I've got a
here.
boatload of willpower if you want me to make the roll for everyone.
I
Shocking
have
no
6
one.
Gnosis.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
If you wanna-
Shocking no one. Sal does not have a lot of willpower.
1 success.
Well, but you spent willpower, so that's
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Sal, by the way, has leaned over to Aiden and just as they're coming out, just whispered, "So I think that went pretty well."
That
what-
went far fucking better than I was worried, and better than I had possibly hoped. Yes.
What am I rolling?
Gnosis difficulty 7. You can spend a willpower for an auto success if you want.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I got 2 successes without spending willpower.
Okay.
I think a cow had 5.
A cow had mirror shades though that he could
Yeah.
use as well, which made life a lot easier on him.
Yeah.
Mirror shades kick ass.
They do.
Mirror shades are great.
It also helped hide the fact that he was blind in one eye.
That's
Also
why.
true.
That's why Grudek wore him, because he had creepy ass pink eyes.
Yep, Moriko's got a pair, but she is not bringing them out for this moment
All right.
for
Speaking of which-
reasons.
Then have I ever mentioned the fact that I find it hilarious? Again, weird hive mind between everything. That years ago, the Silent Strider that I most regularly played had had one eye missing.
Fantastic. All right. So Holly, we just need a Gnosis difficulty 7 from you.
The real
I'm
hive
sorry.
mind would be if it was missing for the same reason.
No, I don't believe so.
Well,
He was a Metasaurus.
well, your Silent Strider didn't bond himself forcibly with spirits he couldn't control in order to burn his life force to save other people.
I mean, no, not
Holly,
really.
I'm gonna have to have you roll that again because you did a pool mod of 7, not a difficulty of 7.
Oh, shoot. Sorry.
I was like, damn, 4 successes on. Wait, what?
Okay, what am I putting for pool mod?
Pool
0.
mod is 0.
0. Cool.
Difficulty is
Okay.
7. Yep.
Okay, sorry about that.
Still a success for that
No.
willpower spent.
Right.
Yep.
With the
Yes.
willpower spent, though, there
Okay.
is 1 success. So,
What would have happened if that had botched?
well,
We would have all
spending a
been
willpower
yeah,
defeats the possibility of botch because you always have at least 1 success in there. But
exactly.
so
But if
It's
you
not
had,
great.
we all
not
would
great,
have been
Sen.
trapped
all
in
would
the
have been
gauntlet.
trapped in the gauntlet. Would
So-
have been fantastic.
Moriko and Grania on the other side. Where the fuck are they?
So yeah, no. So you guys begin to push through the gauntlet. After about 30 seconds, Grania, Moriko, you both pop through the other side. And the wild here is far more dense than the plant community that you just left behind in the real. Hawk's Wandering is standing there, leaning on her staff. She waits for a moment. Unfamiliar environment for them. They might be a little bit.
But they get stuck.
Feel free to look around. Don't wander too far.
Moriko goes nowhere. She's just standing there.
Okay.
I'm already wandering. Just like,
Do either of you two have spirit heritage as a
no,
background?
Oh, what did I pick as my background?
I do not.
I do. I have 2. Yes.
And what type of spirit was that?
Trees.
Yep. So, Moriko, as you're standing there, the trees begin to shift somewhat, and this is normal for you when you go into the Umbra on in a tree infested, shall we say, area.
They can't invest in the natural.
Right. But branches reach out and some of them sort of brush down along your arms, across your shoulders. And there's a twist of wind as a corkscrew of leaves begins to just sort of swirl gently around your feet.
Mhm.
There's only a few broadleafs here. It's mostly pines and evergreens, other evergreens. So there's a fair number of needles mixed in, a couple of which assemble themselves into vaguely insect-like forms, with the needles bending to form little legs, then some of which climb up, maybe up to your mid-shin before popping off and jumping back down to the ground. You just stand there for a few minutes. Grania, as you're looking around, it's just a vibrant spiritscape here. But as you move right about where you would guesstimate the fence is in the real world, there's no barrier here, but the environment just drops away suddenly. There's a stark vegetation boundary, more or less. And it's much more barren outside. It's just this one little quarter-acre square of very, very intense spirit community that's been built and cultivated here.
I'm definitely like bending over, looking through gaps in the foliage.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's a really tight box you got over here.
Property lines are property lines, and despite what I can do, there's very little I can do about city zoning.
Hmm. When I look around, I think you'd like Atlanta.
Never been.
Huge sections of the city are also park.
Yeah.
Houses built inside the tree line.
At least somebody's trying to work with the environment, hopefully, down there.
There's a few of us.
After a few minutes, you start hearing footfalls as the rest of the wings pack thump, 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 thump out of the gauntlet and lands.
Walk back over.
And the first thing you notice, Grania, is perched on Aiden's shoulder is the Stormcrow, Dustbringer. Usually he's just a larger than normal crow with a faint, weird kind of dull but slightly particle sheen to some of his feathers. Here in the Umbra, he's a little bit bigger, but the main things you notice, he doesn't have a single eye on either side of his head. He's got two each. And there are little arcs of electricity emanating from each one of those, rippling out and then sinking back into the feathers. Feathers that are ever so slowly shedding a constantly cascading cloud of dust. It kind of obscures his forms a little bit anytime he shifts or ruffles his feathers. But once it gets about 12, 18 inches away from his body, just kind of evaporates into Umbra nothing. As you guys are getting a look at Dustbringer's spirit form for the first time.
Without missing a beat, Grania goes, Stormcrow, one in a blue. Best thing to come out of 9th edition. Looks at the group. God, you're all real boring. Okay.
I grew up in Iceland, in a sept that was very, very fenless.
Look, you want to talk to me about a lot of other mainstream things, I will be happy to. You caught one of the few. Anyway.
I, the player, appreciate the Magic the Gathering reference.
But Hawk's Wandering begins. A chant. Walking around you guys. Using her staff, she nudges all of you into various positions, roughly equidistant around the circle itself, which has its own Umbra shadow existence on this side of the gauntlet. Where your first, for the rest of the wings, your first rite was a lot more ceremonial. There was a quest. There was a job to do. You came back and there was a transaction. This one feels a lot more ceremonial, almost liturgical. This is not the formation of a new pack, but this is the conglomeration of new entities to something that already exists. Moriko, as you're listening to this rite being performed, you can tell, understanding the spirit speech that she's using and the various forms of rite and ritual, that she is basically spiritually and mystically weaving together a fabric, almost. Blending two new strands into this tapestry of a pack that already exists.
Mm-hmm.
She enters the center of the circle, plants her staff, and leans on it hard, driving it probably a good 6 inches into the umbral soil, and reaches her arm out for Dustbringer, who comes and perches directly on the center. And she raises her arms to the sky, and you guys see these umbral clouds starting to boil and form and swirl around this ceremonial circle. And she has to roll, since this is going to be wits and rituals.
Alex has spirit heritage too versus electricity, so that's
That is true. You are starting to notice, and Moriko, you would definitely notice this. Anybody who hasn't seen this before, Grania as well. As these clouds begin to swirl above, there are these little sparks of elemental electricity. Alex's fur, or hair, because you're in Hamid form still, right? Yep. Her hair starts to stand on end a little bit, flare out slightly. There's these little orbs of electricity, some of them winding around. They seem to be attracted primarily to the joints of her body. One's encircling an elbow, one's around a wrist. There's 2 going around her left knee. And as this ceremony concludes, Hawk's Wandering raises her arms to the sky, and there's a flash of clap of thunder as this lightning bolt comes streaking down out of the clouds directly onto Dustbringer, and then arcs out and hits all of you. I need everybody to roll a soak for just do bashing damage.
Do the sprites, by the way, look different than the ones we've seen before? Or are they pretty much the same?
I mean, there's no one way that sprites. You have seen a variety of these things in Vegas. These look vaguely similar in that none of them look at all alike to each other.
What's the difficulty?
Should just be standard difficulty included in the soak 6.
Okay.
Where
Not-
is
on the combat page,
Combat.
all
Yes.
the way down at the bottom right hand side, just click the bashing button.
Good old 2 10s and 2 1s.
Moriko has a -1.
Oh no!
All right, don't worry. We're gonna go around the room.
I got 0.
Okay. How many successes for Aiden?
2.
You take 2 bashing damage.
Okay.
Athena, you said Moriko had a botch?
-1. Yep.
4 bashing damage.
Don't know how to do that.
On the combat thing,
Uh-huh.
you just click on the health mark to click once in the
Top 4.
Yeah.
So it should just be a / / on the top 4 empty
Okay.
bubbles.
So bruised, hurt, injured, wounded.
Yep.
So 1 and just a slash on each.
Just a single
Correct.
slash on each. Yep.
Okay.
For
every
Alex,
penalty.
I got 2.
2. You take 2 bashing damage.
Cool.
For Dakota,
2?
you take
God,
2
we
bashing
should've-
damage.
We should have shifted into Krynos.
For Ingvar,
0, 2 10s and 2 1s. Good old.
all right, you take
fucking
4
cancel.
bashing damage.
No.
For Grania,
1 success.
you take 3 bashing damage. And for Sal,
0.
0, you take 4 bashing damage.
Is this aggravated?
No, bashing.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
It'll go away real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
It won't take too long, but it hurts. All of you stagger backward. All of you can just feel that deep set ache.
Holy
body.
shit, that fucking sucked.
And as you look, the top of the perch, the top of Hawk's staff is empty. And there's just this wisping cloud of dust that slowly condenses back into Dustbringer.
Jesus Christ,
Oh,
this
the
is
pa-
why I said we should have a fucking cuddle pile.
So I've never.
Mordecai sort of pants. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, Mordecai sort of has a moment of panting where she's sort of holding her chest, and she says to Sal, "Noted."
I think
I've never.
Moriko and Grania, both you can see sitting at your feet is a single black plumage feather.
Mm-hmm.
Look down at it. I reached out as I'm reaching out to pick it up. So I've never been part of a pack before, but do you normally shoot a girl in the chest first?
No! Christ, I don't remember what we did last time. I think it was fucking shots. Not this kind, the good kind.
Mordecai is almost smiling with her mouth, no teeth showing, as she very slowly picks up that feather.
Dusty, holy fuck, are you all right? Is
so
Desperate okay?
this is a question for the storyteller. Do you think the sudden shock, surprise, and electric sensation of being lightning bolted would trigger Ingvar's force transformation?
Probably.
She just suddenly swells a foot, like a half a foot in height, and puts on several hundred pounds as she suddenly shifts into Glabro.
Maybe 100 pounds, not several hundred pounds.
Yeah, 100. Puts on quite a bit of.
You don't
muscle.
double your body weight with one step of shift.
Is Grania just like, oh?
Right now, Grania's like still recovering from the lightning bolt and hasn't noticed yet.
Right.
No, she puts on, like, what did I say? She goes from 6'6" to 7'2". So yeah, literally half a foot of height and like a significant amount of muscle.
And a chunk of muscle. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At the question, Deathbringer shakes his feathers. I think grandfather is pleased.
Don't remind me not to get on his bad side. And then notices Ingvar and goes, Mommy, sorry. Ingvar, what's up?
She kind of cracks her neck a bit.
Yeah, in reference to Grania's statement, Dustbringer turns. And for the first time for Grania and Moriko, you guys hear in your head, don't worry, your Theurge knows well not to get on grandfather's bad side.
Hey, Dusty. Sal's still kind of like rubbing his chest.
He turns to look at you.
Shaft the lightning.
To answer Grania's question, Ingvar sort of looks down. This tends to happen when I get significantly shocked, surprised, too far aroused.
Noted.
Fantastic.
And look, y'all are lucky we got a relative softy as a patron, because you don't want to see what the badasses do to their hacks when they bound them.
Hey, are you saying that Dusty here isn't a badass?
Let's call it the hardliners then.
Dusty's a badass, just not a hard ass.
There you go.
Has Mordigo gotten into the totem phone yet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, you guys
Okay.
heard that in your head.
Yeah, Dustbringer talked
You,
about
Okay.
you at least heard Dustbringer in your head.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
the rest of them?
definitely a thing that happened. I don't know if any of this other stuff has been over totem phone or not.
No, that was
Right.
That was
That's all been
verbal.
out loud. Okay.
Aiden
Mhm.
generally tries not to use totem phone too much in front of non-pack members,
Right.
because it's rude to talk about people in front of their face.
So far, Grania
Unless you have
hasn't-
to be evil and,
Right.
or secretive and
Sal just plays music over it.
So far,
gonna say.
Grania hasn't noticed anything weird yet because she assumes that a pack spirit can just do that.
Yep. Actually, though, give me a perception and empathy difficulty 7, Grania and Moriko.
You said, what was that?
Perception and empathy.
So I have 2 dots in perception and no dots in empathy.
That's okay. You can still roll those two.
Difficulty 7.
Difficulty 7.
Ingvar has that very beautiful combination of forced Glabro transformation and fair Glabro.
My elf eyes
Sometime-
wouldn't apply, would it?
No, not in
Not
this case.
necessarily. Yeah.
This is more mental perception than
Right.
visual.
Diff, you said diff 7?
Div 7.
Hey, one
2
success.
successes.
All right. Both of you are aware of kind of liminal, vaguely adjacent presences in a way that you haven't felt before. It's almost like it's the sense of someone, of being in a dark room and having someone roughly within arm's reach, and you can just reach out and touch them.
Mm-hmm.
But in your brain.
I start thinking in my brain just to see what happens. Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone.
Please don't do that. Over totem phone.
That's
Please
Sal.
don't do that.
Oh no.
That is simultaneous to Sal going doo 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 doo.
And then
Oh
says
no.
out loud, look, things being what they are now, people's minds are their own in insane places. You don't do things just to annoy them.
I'm gonna apologize in advance. I've got ADHD. Y'all are about to go for a fucking ride.
I mean, fair.
Hey, boss.
You
Also
can
over
block
totem
stuff
phone.
off. You have to actively think this stuff through the phone.
Okay.
Also over totem phone. Hey, boss.
I will punch you.
You got 2 ragaboshes now.
Yes, I do.
Also, I
Means-
I will recycle the joke from our first werewolf campaign. New totem, who dis?
Moriko. She says over the totem phone.
Right.
Yes.
I start thinking elevator music.
Small wonder. This is gonna be fantastic.
We do not traumatize our pack
Can I
members
can I
through our thoughts.
can I synchronize with Grania? We're duetting "Girl from Ipanema."
Keep in mind, now that we have 2 ragabashes, that means we have a spare. So if one happens to go missing for some mysterious reason, it's not that great a loss, motherfuckers.
So,
Aiden, no murder.
Hey, boss, wasn't this the thing that you did out of spite? And guess what, boss?
So to clarify, a guru starts rapidly regenerating as soon as they're out of their breed form, right?
Correct.
Yep.
So as soon as all of her bashing damage is gone, Ingvar's gonna try and revert back, but I feel like the elevator music is distracting her.
A little bit.
That's actually a good point. Can the rest of us shift if we want to?
If you want to.
So,
And Moriko, in Hamid form already.
Your thoughts are the same voice. Your vocal cords do not require.
They don't require it, but Sal just does it to be an asshole.
Moriko, as you're in Hamid form right now,
Mhm.
your regeneration kicks in right
Yep.
away.
Yep.
So right about now, you're probably all healed up again.
Sal a little bit feels like he's Christian Bale when he turns into Krynos. I'm Wolfman.
So
No.
Ingvar just kind of puts both hands in front of her face and breathes out, breathes in, breathes out, and shrinks back down to down to Hamid.
Yep.
I can't do that right now. So I'll just wait till later.
I do like that Fair Glabro for Ingvar is like, I'm a large, attractive person. Now I am a larger, attractive person.
Pretty much.
All this be well, they're figuring the rest out. I'll just look over at Ox. Thank you.
God, this must have been so weird for Hawks, who's not been on the totem call for the past like minute and a half.
She's just been leaning on her staff, watching you guys.
This kind of thing.
And there's been bits of talk out
Right.
loud, and then some senses of quiet, and Dustbringer's just kind of chilling. And she looks at Aiden.
Sal's not singing out loud, but is in Krynos form, just sort of like snapping.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And like vibing to the music.
She looks at Aiden. Get better.
I'm working on it.
It's the best way you can remember him.
I know. So
Dakota will hug Aiden at that.
I should ask. You're gonna know probably better than anybody. Who am I gonna have to keep an eye out for?
Bloodbane's going to kill you.
Yeah, okay, that hasn't changed. Good.
Oh?
Bloodsbane.
Isabel. She was the twin of one of my packmates. She's a get.
Is this oh, okay. I was gonna ask if it was like a metaphor, but kind of glances over at Ingvar. Okay, so like actually kill you. Are we allowed to preemptively
finish that sentence?
I'm intentionally leaving it hanging because we got an
Finish
audience.
Finish that sentence, Sal.
Are we allowed to preemptively kill them first?
No.
I will, however, step in your defense if they do attempt to assault you.
Yeah, I mean 100%.
Assault, no. Kill, you can prevent.
Are you gonna be able to tell the difference between assault and kill in the split second before Guru rips your throat out?
I mean, did they use a gun? Because
welcome to the Guru Nation.
Bloodsbane is Adrin. Her alpha is one of the elders of the Sept. She is very good friends with the master of the challenge, Aiden. Bloodsbane is going to kill you.
Fair enough.
Can I determine if Sal knows whether someone can volunteer to stand in for someone else in a blood right?
You definitely all know that sort of thing is up to the master of the challenge. So
yeah,
fat chance.
Well, to be fair, the person who is challenged determines the challenge.
Yeah. Not always.
Not if the master of the challenge says fucking otherwise.
So Sal growls and says, "Fucking house always wins."
Dakota will shyly raise her hand.
We will keep clear of Bloodsbane then until
namesake.
We can't help it. Dakota, yes.
Does she want to kill Aiden because she blames him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She didn't like me before.
Why is there so much blame on you?
We did, again, the things that we were trying to do are not popular within Guru society.
And Aiden was the only one who walked away, which brings a level of suspicion with it.
Also that.
And also people like to lay blame at the feet of anybody who's not them when they feel like they could have done something.
Moriko definitely looks down at her feet at that. And it's the first time she's really kind of moved in a while.
Can I roll an insight on that? That's what
wits and empathy difficulty 6.
On Moriko looking at her feet or Grania saying the thing?
On Moriko looking upset.
That means we're probably gonna have to avoid the set because you guys, they know that we're here. If Grey Snow knows, if Grey Snow knows that the lot of you gesturing, obviously you guys came in through the sept.
Yeah.
Grey Snow knows. The elders know.
So what they
Thus
don't.
The
she
laws
knows.
are still the same, Aiden.
Of course, but the second that I get within sight of Earth, that there's going to be a challenge.
Yes. And it is, of course, against the rules to hunt down and murder someone just because you're angry at them.
Of course.
But that requires someone to know, care, and see you. Do it.
Moriko receives over the totem bond
Mm-hmm.
an image of just like the cutest wolf cub ever, like a GIF, basically.
Brain
like
diff?
yeah, basically like totem phone GIF whatever format of like a wolf cub like jumping after a butterfly and then like sort of landing on its head and setting up like what, and then it just loops.
Can Mordico tell that that's from Sal?
I would
wait,
assume so. I would
Give me,
assume
give me
so.
a wits and empathy.
Okay.
I mean,
Give me a
he's
wits and
not
empathy difficulty 6.
he's
Okay.
not hiding it.
Right. But like, yeah,
He's
just
he's just sending
Okay,
like
okay,
the cutest thing he can think of.
so Mordico will look at Sal and give him a full closed lip smile before it's rapidly put back into a serious expression.
You get back over the totem phone. Totem phone, baby.
So for what it's
Aiden-
worth, Aiden,
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd get the fuck out of town for a bit.
All right.
Aiden,
Uh-huh.
boss,
Uh-huh.
they got real good beer in Boulder.
Fortunately, the things that we're looking into are out of town already.
They certainly are.
But if you need someone to go into the Sept for any information or supplies, I can go.
I'll do it. Oh,
They don't know me from a hole in the wall, other than a new person that came in with an injury. They don't know that whether or not I would be looking for a pack, and they especially have no idea if I'm associating with you.
They know all of me.
For
All that I am.
plausible deniability
Moriko, yeah,
purposes,
but not me.
let's do our secret plans to fool the Sept away from certain people that we don't want to get caught in the middle.
Tell you what. I appreciate the caution. If you have any questions, Jackson is much smarter than anybody thinks he is.
Of course he is. And of course they don't think that.
All right. Moriko,
Yes.
why don't you take your pack back across the gauntlet?
Mariko, do the thing.
She's going to activate the mirror shades.
Oh, okay.
I can't,
I do not want the Shadowlord does not want to fuck this one up.
That's why
Okay.
Grania was like, do
I-
the thing.
yeah,
hell
okay,
yeah,
hold on.
small one
Okay,
to break it out
okay.
the style.
Okay. So Grania already knows this already, John. Or Sen, sorry. Um,
That's fine.
so already knows. Definitely already knows that this is going to happen. This is not a surprise. I need to go into Gnosis, right?
Yeah.
To activate the mirror shades.
To
Okay.
activate them, it's Gnosis difficulty, I want to say 7.
Okay,
Okay.
but Athena, I desperately need to know what this looks like.
I have them.
Oh.
I literally have the prop. I have it.
I am
Okay.
so goddamn excited right now.
I
Okay.
am personally hoping
Yeah.
for just Morpheus shades.
Shush. Gnosis difficulty 7. Yep. Mhm.
Gnosis difficulty 7. Pull mod nothing. Difficulty 7. Let's see if I can even do it.
You can spend a willpower
Oh,
if you want,
Jesus
or
Christ.
you don't even need to worry about it.
Okay, so Mordico, now that she knows she needs to do this right, reaches into her jean pocket and she starts pulling out something. She points a finger right at Sal and she says, "Not one word." She points to the rest of the pack. "You all get one word." And then Agrania, "You already had your word."
Grania
And then
just
she
got
pulls out.
Grania's got a hyena grin on her face right now.
Mordico pulls out the cutest Hello Kitty sunglasses
Yes.
on the planet.
Sal, real quiet, goes, I get 2 words.
And I need to roll what for the
Gnosis to get back across the gauntlet.
Yep.
Gnosis difficulty 5 now.
Okay.
Because it
Fuck
drops
yes.
the
I will
difficulty
say
by
it
2.
on stream. Favorite moment by somebody else.
One success. She gets the
I got
marker.
dibs.
Aiden's one word is just simply badass.
Yeah. The second they're back over, she's taking them off and she's shoving them in her pocket.
It's the most amazing thing.
Holy shit. Sal leans over to Aiden, is like, you made a good fucking choice.
Oh, and Modico,
That's
for
fucking hilarious.
backstory purposes, if it comes up, you did get those from a glasswalker in the Denver Sept.
Yeah.
His deed name is Frost Mage.
Okay, it was Frost Mage. Okay.
Frost Mage.
Of course it is.
over the totem phone, there's just a pixelated there's a pixelated gif of Moriko with the deal with it shades coming down, but the deal with it shades
Yeah.
have the Hello Kitty on it.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And after a few moments, you all pop back out
Over
in
that
the reel.
over that gif, it's just like the like thing coming up, like a little heart popping up.
All the little hearts.
Yeah.
Oh, multiple glass walkers.
I love
that
that
totem phone is now
every-
emoji central.
Right, I was gonna say I love that the totem phone has suddenly become brain Twitter.
That's what happens when you have
What's
two
up?
glass
Welcome to
walkers.
the Glasswalkers. We make everything worse.
Or better.
But
All right,
with the
Invaders
pack
Zim, settle
now
down.
fully formed and everybody coming back out in the Montgomery's backyard, that is where we're going to leave it until next week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.